Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing out there? Let me just do my little adjustments. Or maybe that's okay. Uh, I'll adjust a little bit. This little thing here that really bothers me, y'all. I'm still doing it, but okay. So, good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm going to start in just a couple of minutes here. I'm loading up Instagram as well. Hello, 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 Instagram. How are you ladies out there doing this evening? Okay, so we got Instagram and Facebook going at the same time. Okay. My name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. I am a confidence and success coach. I work specifically with African American women, helping them, or African American women who are coaches and or consultants, right? Helping them to create unshakable confidence, right? Allowing them to show up consistently, boldly, and with intention in their coaching and or consulting business, allowing them to what? Increase their productivity as well as their profitability. And a lot of the work is around dealing with or effectively addressing all of that negative self-talk that goes on in our heads, right? All of that negative self-talk and all of that self-sabotaging behavior that we do. Sometimes we're consciously aware of it, and sometimes we're not consciously aware of it, right? But it still has the same effect. It hinders us from taking our business to the next level, right? So that's a little mini blurb about me. And I think I'm actually going to challenge myself to try to make my videos even shorter. Usually I say 30 minutes or under. I think I'm going to try to maybe do 20 minutes or under. Or maybe I'll do 25 and under and then move it to 20. Because again, I value everyone's time. I know that we are all terribly, terribly busy. Right? And I want to be respectful of that. Now, let me share the broadcast house. Almost forgot. Give me 1 second, ladies. See if it'll let me share it to my page too. Nope. Just let me share it to my group. Okay. 1 second. I'm going to do one more share. Okay. All right. So again, thank you for joining me, those that will join me live, and those of you that may catch the replay, because I know 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time may be a little late for some. And I do it at this time because, it's more convenient for me. So, I totally understand if you can't catch me live and you catch the replay. So again, this is Evening Motivation with Jackie. It happens every Tuesday and Thursday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream live either from my business page or either from my personal page. And I talk about different tips on basically how to level up your business, right? How to create a successful business mindset, if you will, right? Which is getting rid of or working through all of that self-sabotaging behavior, all of the negative self-talk that goes on inside of our heads, right? So that's what I do. And that's the purpose of Evenings with Jackie. So if you can, please join me. Also, to share the broadcast out, ladies. Sharing is caring. If you think anyone can possibly benefit from either one or two words that I've said, please tag a coach, tag a consultant, and or share it out, or do both. Okay. So like I said, this evening, if you see me glancing over, I'm just glancing over at a couple of notes. But I wanted to do a part 2. I began talking last Thursday about ways to be more productive in your business. Because the way I see it, when you're more productive in your business, right? When you are productive, productivity leads to generating more revenue. It leads to us actually being able to level up our business the way we want to, right? Being able to actually truly create the business as well as lifestyle that we truly desire. Okay. So again, that's the linkage there. Productivity. Now, productivity means being consistent, like consistently doing things in your business that is going to help you, grow your brand, help you, increase awareness, help you to reach a wider or larger range of your ideal client, right? So all of that goes under that productivity umbrella, because we can't increase our profitability and actually create the business of our dreams, right? This ideal business, if we're not being productive in our business. So that's why this is important in terms of talking about productivity. So like I said, I started it last Thursday. I think I gave 3 tips on different ways to be more productive in your business for those that have a very busy lifestyle. I know we all do, but I was specifically aiming it at those ladies who have a full-time job, have a family, other community responsibilities that we have, as well as, minor children, so on and so forth. Maybe we going to school too, whatever the case is. Those individuals who their time is very, very, very limited, right? But you need to make the most of your time. I mean, I truly believe everyone needs to make the most of their time. However, I think it's especially important if you are juggling so many other important things at the same time, right? And everything is important. You want to make sure that you have an opportunity to maximize your time, right? To maximize your time. So tonight I'm going to, again, this is part two of how to ensure productivity in your business for coaches and or consultants, right? Let me say that again. How to ensure your productivity in your business for coaches and or consultants. So what I want to share or throw out there at you guys tonight is, first of all, you always have to have a plan. So I'm going to say two things. I'm going to elaborate more on the plan, or how you can do better planning. And secondly, just sharing this little tidbit. This has helped me so much. I'll start with this first. I always carry like a small notebook, a notebook of some kind, or some paper where you can jot things down on. Now, the reason that I do that is because I could be anywhere, right? Oh, hey, how you doing? You joining me again, huh? Good to see you this evening, this Tuesday evening. So, and actually, you know what? It's so funny. My husband is in New York. He went back to visit family and to attend a function. It's so funny that you jumped on tonight, the day that he's actually there. So at any rate, so I always carry a notebook with me. Always, always, always. Because that way, it's like every time I get on here, my nose itches or my allergies act up. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. That way I can see comments as they pop up on the screen. So my phone was covering the comments. So at any rate, I always carry a notebook, because you never know when creativity is going to strike, right? You never know when you're going to get an idea for your next summit, for your next webinar, for your next program, right? You can be in the grocery store. Like I've been in Walmart in them long lines that never seem like they're moving, right? I've been in Walmart many a nights sitting there in that line, and I get an idea. So what do? Go in my purse, pull out my little pad, jot it down, right? So that's why I suggest that, because you never know when some form of inspiration or an idea about your business is going to hit, right? And it don't have to be nothing big, just one of those little small ruled notebooks, that you like flip up. They flip like this. I always keep that in my purse. And also too, when different things come to me, like different ideas or different things that I know I want to put out there in my business, what I'll do is, as I get those ideas about how to do it, I jot that down as well. It could be something like, I don't know, maybe a particular idea might come to me for a summit. Okay, I want to do a summit on, I don't know, health and wellness, right? Maybe jot that down. And then if you get an idea about a particular entrepreneur that you want to collaborate with, right? You're like, oh, this person is on point. When I listen to her videos, I get so much out of them, so on and so forth, right? And you want to collaborate with that person. you think of that person's name, write it down, because that way, when you sit down and actually maybe you're on the part where you want to notify or reach out to these individuals, you're not sitting there like, okay, well, who was that person I said I wanted to, oh, well, somebody I said would be a good candidate, a good person to call or to collaborate with, right? So I just jotted down. Or it could even be something as simple as, oh, okay, I'm getting a little notification here, y'all. It could be something as simple as maybe you hear of or see an advertisement for a real, I don't know, or just remember a real cool podcast that maybe you want to check out, or maybe you want to get on that podcast or get on a particular radio show. I'll pop open that little notepad and be like, okay, contact so-and-so. Go on Facebook, send so-and-so a message through Messenger, right? Or a messenger, send that person a message. So that really helps me. Again, when you have a very busy life and you are juggling all of these different irons, so to speak, right? It's a good way of helping you helping you stay organized and helping you be able to contain your different ideas so that when you do get where you're going, or you actually sit down and say, wow, this is the time now that I am going to work on this, you got your ideas right there, right? And I know for me, sometimes they may not. Okay, really? Really? Y'all see the comment, right? My girl is like, well, what about the note feature on the phone? Yes, you can use the note feature on the phone as well. But for me, I'm more of a pen to paper person. And the reason I am, now again, whatever works for you, the idea is to just be able to have it there, right? To get into the habit of, boom, I got an idea. I got this excellent idea. I want to run with this, and write it down. Either write it down like I do, or like she said, whip out your phone, and put it in your phone. Okay, yeah. Yep. So, but like for me, it's just something about actually writing it. It helps me to sort out my ideas better, and it also helps me to remember it better, right? Like if it's something that, let's say I'm writing down an agenda, like when I was in social work school, and I used to do my papers, right? I mean, of course, at that time, no, we didn't have no smartphones and all of that, but even writing it down, like writing down my outline, that helped me to organize my thoughts. It helped me to be able to remember it, you know. Yeah, see, it helped me to remember it. And I know for some of us that might be a little bit older, and even though we might be a little bit older, that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't whip out your phone and put something in your phone. And I do that too. But when it comes to certain things, I much rather write it on a pad. That's easier for me. It helps me stay a little more organized, and it helps me to commit it to memory. So that just comes from learning myself and knowing what works best for me. And everybody is different. Or what I do sometimes, like if I'm driving, right, I can't type it into the phone, or I can't write it down, but I might get an idea. And sometimes now I may use that little voice dictation on my phone. Like, if I got the windows down or whatever, I roll up the windows, turn down the radio, because they're very sensitive, and just speak my idea into the mic. So I also do that, and I do that if I'm driving, and I cannot write something down. But that's one thing I wanted to mention to you ladies, is jotting it down, like I said, pen to paper, or either like the young lady just mentioned, either putting it into your phone, but some way to actually record what you were thinking of the idea that you came up with, right? Because sometimes you might think about the logistics of something, and you're like, dang, I like that idea. You could see something in the store or hear something that somebody else said and jog you, and make you start thinking about different things. And you're like, okay, this is how I want my my wellness event to flow, right? And you want to go ahead and capture that. So that was one thing. That was one thing I wanted to mention. I'm sorry, I got tangled up in this dang on cord. I got everything all charging and stuff is about to die. So that's one piece I wanted to mention. Now the second piece, and I'm gonna go into just the basics, just the overall of it. Okay. Now in order to be able to more effectively use your time, right? To be able to do those things in your business whenever you get little breaks throughout the day or during the week, right? Whenever you get those breaks, it's important to have an idea of what it is that you need to work on. Like me, for example, what I usually do is I'll like have a goal or goals, right, set up for the month. Like let's say for the month of July, I might have, I don't know, maybe three, let's just say three goals that I want to achieve in my business for the month of July. Now, there are some goals that are ongoing, right? Yes, there are goals that are ongoing in my business. There are certain goals that I always do. I typically include them, in my planning because even though you're kind of on autopilot, you have to do it, but it's still a time factor. The time that it takes to do it still has to be accounted for. You know what I mean? So even though you know automatically that you need to do it, but you still need to account for that time for when it's going to be done. So for that month of July, of course, I will have those ongoing tasks that I do in my business, right? That would be, also included, like maybe in another section or in a certain section, ongoing business activities, right? But things that I know I have to do. Then there's another side, if you will, or another space or whatever, that I have different goals, like new goals that I want to achieve. Like it could be something like, maybe I'm putting together a project. Maybe I am putting together a webinar, or maybe I'm organizing a virtual summit, or maybe I'm just doing something like checking into different, email marketing systems. That's just the first thing that came to my mind, right? And those will be those new goals that I have. And then I have the ongoing goals. Now, for the new goals, what I usually do, actually, I combine them because we're talking about time. So what I do is for that first week, I break down what goals I'm going to be working on that week. It could be all four of them, just depending on what they are, or maybe one or maybe two. But I'll break that down so that way every week of July, I know what I'm going to tackle or what I'm going to work on for that particular week. Now, of course, all this, you have to be flexible. It changes, things happen. We always have to adjust, right? But that I always come up with that initial blueprint of what I want to get done for that particular month. And like I said, it includes ongoing business activities as well as new business activities or different things that I'm working on that I'm, bringing into my business. Right. And so once I do that, and then I figure out, like I said, every week what I want to do. And once you know what you want to do that week, it becomes easier because then at that point, what you start doing is you can plug in different days and different times that you want to work on those particular activities. Right? So let's say this one particular week, it was a goal of mine to, maybe research at least 6 different podcasts and that I feel is in line with my message, that I want to reach out to the host and see if they're looking for any new guests, right? So maybe for the first week, it's just the research. It's finding the podcast, the different podcasts, doing the research, let's just say, and actually selecting 6 different podcasts of individuals that, that you want to be connected with, that you want to collaborate with, and that your platform agrees with your platform, right? So maybe that might be week 1. And then, of course, what you do is that week, let's say you have 30 minutes here, you have an hour here, like your lunch break, or like I had mentioned before, maybe you're working out on the treadmill or the stationary bike, and you're sitting there and okay, I got 30 minutes, I got 45 minutes. This is what I'm working on for this week. So when I'm on my elliptical or on the treadmill, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, let's just say, that's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes that I have to do my research. I'm now conducting my research, and that's how I fit it into my schedule, right? But like I said, it was already on the goal list for the month of July as a to-do, right? Then I've just taken it a step further to figure out when I want to plug it in, right? So that way, how that helps you to be more productive is because when you do get those pieces of time, and even when it's planned time that you're going to sit down and you're giving yourself an hour and a half or 2 hours to work on some of your business activities. So whether it's planned time or whether it's, I'm waiting here at the doctor's office, they got me waiting for 45 minutes, you yeah, you could be there asleep or maybe scrolling people's news feeds, or you could also be productive. You could say, oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, my goal for this week is to find 6 different podcast shows that I want to reach out to the hosts. And you could do your research, right? But the thing of it is, you are more likely to be more productive and to get it done if you already know ahead of time that that is what you want to work on for that particular week. Now, again, things may change. You may have to modify and adjust as you go along, right? So keep that in mind. But that initial plan, it's always good to go in with a plan, right? Because otherwise, if you don't have a plan, then you may end up doing something that's not very productive with that time, or you spending time trying to figure out, oh, what do I need to do? Oh, do I need to do this? Or did I say I need to do that? Oh, where did I write that at? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. When if you already came in with the plan and already knew what you had, what you needed to get done, you can sit down and do it. And like I said, and that's on a spur of the moment, like you waiting in a line at Walmart, or you waiting at the doctor's office, or you at the DMV, right? Things that come up that you don't know you're going to have those little extra pieces of time. You can slide it right on in there. Like I said, you know what you got to do. Or if you say maybe, I don't know, Tuesdays and Thursdays from, I don't know, the 2 hours at the end of every night, maybe from 9 to 11, you dedicate that time to working on your business, right? So again, when you're sitting down to work on your business, you're not doing stuff like just endlessly scrolling through news feeds or watching a string of YouTube videos, right? Or looking around saying, what am I supposed to be doing? Dang, it was something I said I was supposed to be doing tonight. What was it? You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. You like, boom, I'm on point. Podcast, I'm doing my research. Let me look up these people. Let me look at my list. Let me draft my message, my individual message to each podcast host, telling her, hey, I'm interested. Check me out. Follow up with me. Sorry, my throat was getting a little dry. It's like you hitting the ground running. Okay. So that was my suggestion or suggestions for the evening. Because like I said, I'm working on keeping these broadcasts. I want to try for 20 minutes and under. So it's a work in progress, right? So that was those 2 things I wanted to mention. Just a quick recap of what I talked about. I initially started talking about actually having a notebook on hand, or like maybe your smartphone where you can go into the notes section, whether you write it, whether you dictate it, whatever works for you. So that way you can capture when you have different ideas, right? You can capture it. Or if you're thinking about something, if you're thinking ahead of time, right? If you're thinking ahead of time, you know what? We all do that. We all scroll like that. I mean, I catch myself doing it too. But the thing of it is, it's okay. But again, if you have limited time, right? And you're juggling all of these things, like, you have to be more structured with your time if you want to increase your productivity in your business, right? If you want to level your business up quicker. So I had mentioned about writing it down, typing it into your notes section, speaking into the microphone if you get an idea or a lineup or a way that you think you want to see something flow out, like one of your upcoming courses, webinars, wellness events, right? Jot it down. So that was one of the things I mentioned. Then the second piece I mentioned was to be more intentional with it. Actually figure out ahead of time, even if you don't want to do a whole month in advance. I know a lot of us entrepreneurs have a whole 6 months or a year planned out, right? That's what you want to do. I mean, I think that that's an excellent tool as well. But of course, as it, things that are more in the near future, I have them more mapped out. Like what are we in now? June? Like I have July and August and September mapped out. Whereas like October, November, December, I have a general idea Oh, hey, how are you? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yours too. I read the tips that you put out today. And I was trying to call it, but I can't remember. See what I'm saying, y'all? This is like imagine me in like 20 years. I ain't gonna be able to remember nothing. But it was an excellent post though. I wanted you to know that. So yeah, so those more immediate things I have, specifically, I want to focus on this, I want to focus on that, right? And like I said, for the month of June, the month of July, August, I have everything planned out as far as when I want to focus, like what do I want to work on first, and when I think I'm going to have time to work on it. So I try to slip it into my schedule, because if I can see it and I have designated time for it, then it's more likely for it to get done, right? And like I said, for those months that are a little bit further out, like, October, November, December, it's like I almost don't even want to say those months, right? Because I don't even want to think about no snow. I'm in Michigan, by the way, for those of you that may not know. I don't want to think about no snow. But anyway, for those months, I have a general idea, like different programs and workshops and things like challenges, things like that. Oh, hi, how are you? Thank you for joining. My Instagram folk out there representing. But I have an idea of what I want to achieve. However, I haven't gotten to the specifics of it. Okay, for those that are the months that are a little bit further out. So, and then for those of you that may not, maybe you're just not a big planner. Maybe this is very foreign for you, but you know that you should try to incorporate some of these tips, that they may help you. It doesn't even have to be a whole month. Maybe just try it for a week. Just sit down on Saturday and Sunday, sipping your tea or your coffee, and figure out what goals you want to work on for your business for that particular week, just the following week. And then take it a step further and figure out what needs to be done, like step by step, what you have to work on, phone calls, research, things of that nature, and start plugging it in. Start plugging it in, making time for it. So, like I said, for those that want to do it for a whole month, that's cool. If you just want to start small and work your way up, maybe just try it for a week, and do it consistently. Do it like for a week, but like at least do it for a month. Because as sometimes it takes time. Not sometimes, it always takes time to create a new habit, right? And that's all it is. It's just viewing it differently, having a different perspective, and creating a new habit. You are in the process of creating a habit for your business that's going to help you be more productive in your business, right? So it's just as simple as that, y'all. You're creating a new habit. So I said I wanted to do like 20. I was going to go for 25 minutes. I don't went over. It's just like 10:28. Okay, so let me go ahead and close it out. So those were my tips. Thank you so much for joining me, for those that have joined live, and for those that will catch the replay. Again, every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do Evening Motivation with Jackie, and I share different tips to help you have a success mindset, right? Because it starts here. Before we can manifest anything in life, it has to start up here first, right? So a success mindset for your business, to be able to take your business to the next level, to be able to create as well as maintain that successful business that I know we all either want to continue or that we want to create, and or both, right? So again, I'm Jacqueline Kabay Harrison, and join me every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually I'm on Instagram and on Facebook. So please, join in. Please share the video out, tag another coach. Sharing is caring, ladies. And I'm going to go ahead and close out. So have a wonderful rest of the evening. I know those in Eastern Standard Time, y'all probably in the bed, or one leg in the bed by now, right? But at any rate, thank you so much for joining. I'm just trying to find my end button here. Okay. Good night, Instagram. Okay. All right, Facebook. Good night. Thank you, ladies. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right. Bye.